So it turns out I did buy the wrong carburetor for the Tbr7. It's really my own fault. If you look at it here, the carburetor on the bike has a way to bolt it to the manifold, and the carburetor I bought does not. So there might be adapters and stuff, but we're just going to return this one because it's defective anyways, because they didn't machine it all the way. So we'll return that one. I ordered the one everyone else linked in the last video down below. I haven't rode the Tbr7 since we had the Milky Airbox liquid. We're going to take it for the usual 10-mile ride today. So it'll be a 20-mile trip, and then we'll check and see if we have any more Milky liquid. But I did buy something else for it. This seems to be a popular upgrade, the 17-tooth front sprocket. I'm not really looking to make my Tbr7 faster. What I hope it does is reduce the vibration at 45 miles an hour, around that speed. Because anywhere over 40 miles an hour, the vibration is just terrible. So if we can reduce those RPMs, and that should reduce the vibration. So we'll get the sprocket changed, and then later I'll take it for a ride and give you guys an update. So we took the sprocket cover off. Now we're just going to pull these two bolts and slide the stock front sprocket off. I'm going to try to do it the lazy way and just pull the front one off and sneak the 17 one back on, and then maybe we won't even have to adjust the chain, but we'll probably have to tighten it and all that. I just ordered the popular one that everyone else buys online, the JT17 one. Just to show you how much bigger it is there. This side's all lined up, and that side. No, we're not going to have enough. We're going to have to... So we're not going to have enough stretch to do it the lazy way. I'll have to loosen the rear axle, of course. So we've got our rear axle loose. We're all ready to put our chain back on and adjust the rear wheel. I watched the video on YouTube. If you look up James May Meccano motorcycle, where they take it on the Isle of Man TT, I feel like that's what this bike is when I'm working on it. It's like built out of Meccano parts or something. And if you see that video, you'll understand it. It's like very fragile. You have to be careful. So it appears the tolerances are so tight here that you can't just do it the way I wanted to and slip this on. So we're going to pull the front sprocket back off, put the chain on, and then slide it on and see if it fits. Another problem with me selling mine for $2,000 is yesterday I saw a Hawk online in my area for $975. It's a 2017, 300 miles on it. I think a lot of people buy these bikes and then realize they shouldn't have bought these bikes. So we have the 17-tooth front sprocket on, and we're all ready to take it for a ride. But another thing we got was a new full-face helmet. We always run this one here, the open-face regular helmet. And now we got the full-face, so we're going to pull this clear shield off and switch that out with a new one. I don't even know why they sell helmets with clear shields, but we'll get our new shield on and see what that looks like. Got that one right here. I think that's the only reason they sell them with clear shields, is because they know I'm going to buy a tinted one. Alright, so we got it on. We're ready to take the tape off and see what it looks like. So I put the 17-tooth front sprocket on yesterday and took it for a ride. And the biggest difference to me right now is in acceleration. You don't feel the power when you accelerate, and you probably are cruising at 45 miles an hour at a little bit lower RPM. Moving on though, since the Tbr7 seems to be fine, I ordered the VM26 that everybody linked in my last video. Seems to be a popular one. But unfortunately that's on Amazon and they still haven't shipped it out, so we're going to go ahead and cancel that in a few minutes. It's pretty standard with these carbs on scooters and stuff. They don't want you messing with them, changing the jets, so they make the float bowl non-removable. And the same way with scooters, I just buy another one because they're like 25 bucks, but I found a cutoff wheel, so we're going to have a shot at it with the Dremel. I did order some jets, and I have a new spark plug here. Another thing that could happen is these jets might be for this type of carb and they might not work in this type of carb. It's pretty straightforward. There's a bunch of how-to videos out there on how to do this. I don't really make how-to videos. I just show you what I'm doing and then you can make your own decisions, I guess. So here it is with the carburetor off. We're going to go ahead and slot these screws on the bottom. There's 3 of them, and then I think you got to do this little screw here for your adjustments. That's going to be really wide too. Maybe I should go with a hacksaw blade on the next one. We'll try both out. I like it better though. I like the hacksaw better than the Dremel. The Dremel's, the blade's not really right for what we're doing, I guess. So if you're thinking about doing this and you might be worried you don't have a Dremel, don't worry, the Dremel's junk anyways. That blade's too thick for what I was trying to do. Hacksaw blade got it done. So I gotta run in, change camera battery, and then we'll come back out, pull these screws out, and we can figure out what jets my Tbr7 came with. So I was just slotting these screws on the carb here, and I was putting a slot in this adjustment here. So with the screwdriver I was trying to get this little adjuster screw back to the slot that I was cutting so I could make the slot deeper and then hopefully it would turn easier. And I was going to go change camera batteries, and you're probably thinking, how did you injure your finger changing camera batteries? Because you didn't have a band-aid on your finger a second ago. I don't know if I got it on camera, but right before I went to change batteries, you know, I'm really trying, just holding it just like this pretty much. And then just plunge this rusty flathead screwdriver right into the tip of my finger. Now I got an injured finger because Amazon decided my carb's not essential. Funny how things work. So we're just checking out what our factory Tbr7 came with. And it has an 88 main jet right here. And this little one is a 36. And I knew this was going to happen. I don't have a jet this type, so we'll put that one back in. And we'll take out the 88 and see if we have something to upgrade that to a bigger one. So I have this type of jet, which I guess is useless for this car. And then I have these 10 new ones. It starts out at 100, I think it goes up to 140. Little increments in there like 100, 105, 108, 110, 115. So there's my main jet. I'm going to go ahead and say that's an 88. So the next one I have is a 100, so we'll just pull the 88 out, go right to 100. This is just the thing that holds 22 bullets, and I figured, oh, this is a good way to display my jets so I can see what I'm working with here. So up top here we have our 100 and our 88. And without even zooming in, you can see it's quite a difference. So we're going to be getting quite a bit more fuel in there. Hopefully this helps us out. So I got sick of messing around and was like, oh, I'm really going to slot it this time. And just cut super deep with a hacksaw into the adjustment screw here. And some people say they have a plastic plug there that they take out and then they can get to their adjustment screw. But with mine, it was just like a regular brass. There wasn't a slot in it. And I was turning it and nothing happened because there's no threads. It's just like a weird little plug. So here's a little clip for you guys. I went to Crash's to check out the new scooter he bought. It's an old island rental, so it's one of the scooters they rent out on the island and tourists ride them and they crash them and it's all beat up. But I guess he got a good deal on it, so I went down to check it out. So I'll probably insert a clip right here if I can find it, of Crash being all cut up and scraped up from crashing scooters. So we got Crash's Kimco Agility here, and we're going to race the Tao Tao for the first time. And he thinks that one's faster. You can see my speedometer only goes to 60. His goes to like 80. So we'll see. Go! He crashes every scooter he ever gets. He ruined my blue Tao Tao Thunder. So I go down there. Apparently he pushed that scooter home 6 blocks and never noticed it had a flat front tire. So he dumps this Lucas oil additive stuff in a gear oil bottle into the oil of the scooter before I got there. He should have just drained all that stuff out to begin with, drain the fuel tank, but... So as much as I like getting scooters running just for the challenge and the funness of making the video, you're kinda on your own now. It looked pretty decent. I didn't really look it over or anything. It has the bigger 16-inch wheels, which is nice for a scooter. Once I put some more miles on the 17-tooth Sprocket, I'll probably make a video comparing the two. And I think I might go back to the 15, to be honest. So I really want to make a video comparing them in depth and show you guys the differences in torque and takeoff. At least we got that stupid scratch covered up on the front, so just that right there makes me like my Tao Tao more, because I don't look at it and see a silly scratch on the front. Even though you can still kind of see it behind the Rockstar R. So that carburetor that I bought, that was the wrong one. I got to keep because the eBay dispute went in my favor and the seller never responded, so I got that one for free. We ended up putting the 105 jet in our stock carburetor, so that only cost us $10 for that whole bag of jets, so $10 into that, and we did the Sprocket upgrade, which was $11, so $22 spent, not that bad. Of course we bought the new chain when we got the Tbr7, that was $25, so far we dumped probably $50 in upgrades into the Tbr7. Our little taillight cutoff switch, that only costs like $1.50, and I got a couple of those in a pack, so that's just something I wanted to do, to go completely stealth in the woods at night. So after $22 worth of upgrades, I don't really see anything else I want to change on my Tbr7. I'm actually starting to like it, I guess. So one of the reasons I'm starting to like the Tbr7 is because everyone else likes the Tbr7 in real life when they see it. And it's kind of the shiny object theory, that because it's newer and shiny blue and looks more modern than the XT225, people think it's a better bike. Because if you see my Yamaha, the headlight's square, and I did upgrade the fender to a more supermoto style front fender than the factory squared one. But just because this looks like a newer bike, people think it's a better bike. So it's just like with the R32, when most people would be more impressed by a basic 3 Series with rims over the R32 because they don't understand what they're looking at. You know, this looks newer than the XT225, but the XT225 has all the capabilities. So subscribe for more Tbr7 videos. Crash will probably talk me into going down and fixing his scooter for him, so we might make a video on that.